Hello, 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 hello. Okay, guys, so we are live now, and just like our title, today's topic is about Google logo reveal animations. And before we start our today's live stream, I would like to tell you that this live stream is inspired by my Motion Pro members' videos. Uh, if you go to the Motion Pro membership, you will find this Google animation series, which I am showing on you over here. This contains this kind of Google logo animation series, okay, out of which we are going to create not one, not two, but three, which are inspired by these animations. And we are going to go in depth of these animations, and we are not only using Adobe Photoshop, but Adobe After Effects and so much different stuff. Okay, so we are going to see one by one. And by the way, if you have any doubts related to it, you can ask me in the comment sections. I'll try to solve it all as much as I can. Okay, so we will start it. Just we'll just wait for a few seconds so I can see whether members are joining it or not. Okay. Also, I would also like to tell you that you can join my Motion Pro membership, which is just for 59 rupees, and you will get access to all this advanced motion animation tutorials, motion graphic tutorials, and the membership is only for 59 rupees. Okay, you'll get access to all the advanced After Effects tutorials, Cinema 4D tutorials, Blender tutorials, as well as project files. Along with that, you can follow me on Udemy as well. Over here I'm going to upload much and more courses about motion graphics, so you can join my Udemy courses as well. Okay, so I think we should start with our today's live stream, and as I said that we are going to animate Google logo reveals. Okay, so we will start with the very basic animation, but before that we need to make our logo for animation. Okay, so let's try to do it. Let me check it out, all the settings are correct or not. Yes, they are. Okay, so I have this Google logo, which is in a PNG format, and I have already uploaded that logo in Photoshop. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to select my rectangle tool, and I'm going to select this G over here, just like our all tutorials. I'm going to hit Ctrl X to cut it out. I'll create a new layer and I'll press Ctrl Shift V to paste in place. And we have to do this thing for all the other stuff. Okay, so let's hide this. Then I'm going to select this O. I'll hit Ctrl X. I'll create a new layer and I'll press Ctrl Shift V to paste in place, and I'll hide this. Then I'm going to select this O. I'll hit Ctrl X, I'll create a new layer and I'll press Ctrl Shift V to paste in place, and I hide this again. Same procedure, I'm going to do this for this G. Hit Ctrl X, new layer, Ctrl Shift V to paste in place, hide this. Then we will select this L, hit Ctrl X, create a new layer and press Ctrl Shift V and hide. Now we will double click on this alphabets and we will call it by their original names. This should be O, this should be G, this should be L, and this should be E. Okay, so we are now going to save this file. So I'll save it as Photoshop document. Now we will start by creating our animation. So let's go to the Adobe After Effects, and we will create a new composition, and we are going to call it as main animation. Let's call it as main animation. Width we are going to choose 1920, and height I'm going to choose 1080. Frame rate is 30, and duration around 1 minute long, and background color is white color, and we will simply hit OK. Okay, just like that. Then simply go to choose grid and guide option and simply hit on title save action. Then I'm going to press Ctrl I to import my Photoshop file, which is over here. I'm going to select that Photoshop file. I'll import as footage, composition, return layers and sizes, and I'm simply going to import. And over here we have to make sure that we will choose composition, return layers and sizes. Okay, then we will hit import, and now we already got this logo over here, but we are not going to directly import over here, otherwise we will get something like this. I'm going to double click to open this composition. I'm going to select all of these layers and I'll press Ctrl C to copy. So we will get this layer over here extra. Then go to the main animation and simply press Ctrl V over there like that. So we are going to use this layers. Okay. Now after that, I'm going to right click, new, and I'll create one null object, select all of them by holding shift, and I'm going to make it a parent with this null. Then we will select this null, press S for scaling option, and let's scale it like this over here. Okay, then select this null, press P for position, and let's try to bring this over here. Okay, like that. And as I said, the first animation is going to be a very simple one. And then I'm going to select this null object and I'm going to delete it. Okay. Now I want to create a kind of a bouncy animation. So let's select all of this and press P for position. By holding shift, I'm going to select the position of each and every one like that. And let's hit Ctrl S to save this file. Right click and we are going to choose separate dimension, because I want they should go from x-axis, and for bounciness we are going to choose y-axis. Okay, so let's create one keyframe at x and one keyframe at y. Then go to around 2 seconds and we will create another keyframe on x and y. Then go to the start and then go to the align tab and we are going to choose align horizontally, and then change this x position to somewhere around over here like that. Then in middle of that, around 1 second as well, I'm going to create one keyframe at y over here. Then in middle over this point, I'm going to change the y position to somewhere around over here. Then somewhere around at this point, I'm going to change the y position at this point. Okay, so if you see, we are gonna get something like this. Okay, then I'm going to in search option and I'll type y only, because I want to adjust the graph editor of y positions. So I'm going to select this y position keyframes and I'm going to hit F9 to easy ease those keyframes. Okay, then simply go to the graph editor, select this graph by holding shift, move this handle over here and move this handle over here, zoom in a little bit, select this by holding shift, move this handle over here, select this and move this handle over here, select this, move this handle over here and this over here, select this, move this over here and select this and move this over here like that. So now if you see, we will get something like this. Now what I'm going to do, I'll press R for rotation to create one keyframe. I'll hit U, I'll go to around 2 seconds and I'm going to type -2 over there. Okay, so what will happen, we will get this kind of rotation over here. Okay, like that. And even after this, at the end, there should be one small bounce over here. So let's go few frame forward and let's create one keyframe at y position and make sure to hit F9 on easy ease out. Then in middle, let's bring this y position a little bit upward. Then go to the graph editor, zoom in, select this graph by holding shift, move this handle over here and this should be over here. Select this, this should be over here, select this and this should be over here like that. So we'll get this kind of bounce. Okay, like that. Now okay guys, so I got one comment over here. It's from bot mode. Hello, your videos give me a boost. Now I'm confident on my motion graphic skills. Yes, congratulations buddy, and thank you for supporting the channel, and keep doing this kind of animations. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's focus on our animation now. And as you guys can see, we are getting this kind of bounciness. Now obviously I want this animation should be one by one, so hit U to minimize all of that, and I'm going to take a distance of 5 frames. So let's take a distance of 5 frames and let's move this handle over here, go to around 10 frames. Select this, move this over here, move this over here, move this over here, and move this over here. So obviously now if I see my animations, I'm gonna get something like this. Okay, like that. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm going to select this L and I'm going to bring this L at the top, and I'm going to change the color of this one to yellow. Okay, because I want this should be act like a transition. Okay, then hit U, and at the final bounce I'll press S, unlink this, and I'm going to create one keyframe and then go few frame forward, and let's increase the size of this to somewhere around like that, and select those keyframe and let's hit F9. Then go to the graph editor, select this graph, zoom in. By holding shift, I'm going to move one handle over here like this, and let's move one handle over here like that. Okay, so somewhere around at this point I'll get this. Then press P for position to create one keyframe at X. Zoom in, let's go few frame forward to somewhere around 5. I'm going to move this from here to here like this. Okay, and we don't need to create a keyframe on Y position, so let's delete that. Then after that, let's go somewhere around over here, up to 6.15 frames, and let's move this handle from here to here until we'll get something like this. And now I'm going to select that X position keyframes. I'm going to hit F9. I'll go to the graph editor. I'll select this graph. By holding shift, I'm going to move one handle over here and I'll move one handle over here. So now if you see this animation, I'll get this over here like that. Then we will get this. Okay, now we need to create this rough animation. So for that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to select this G, O, and this G, and I'm going to press Ctrl Shift C, and I'm going to call it as let's say 01, and hit OK like that. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to select my rectangle tool and I'm going to create one fill, and I'll choose red color. Then from here to here, I'm going to create this kind of a mask like this. Select this, hit enter, and let's call it as mask. Okay, and press P for position to create one keyframe. Okay, then it should go from here to here like this. Okay, it should cover this area like that. Select this and hit F9. Okay, like this. So it should move along with this green L. So let's select this X position keyframes and let's hit F9 over there as well. Okay, so it should move along with this. Okay, after that, what we are going to do over here is that this E over here, let's hide this mask. This E should be gone along with this E over here, which is this one. Okay, so we will do this procedure later. We will currently focus on this area. Okay, so what we are going to do, obviously I know that this one is going to be my mask, so let's keep it as it is over here like that. Let's select this, and with the help of Alt open square bracket, I'm going to move this over here up to trim this. Then I'm going to select this 01 and I'm going to press Ctrl Shift D to split this layer. Then I'm going to select this mask and I'll brought up downwards. I'll select this 01, which is this one, and I'm going to choose alpha mask. Okay, obviously with the alpha mask we will get something like this, but if I choose alpha inverted mask of to this one, and now if I see, we will get this kind of animation like that. Okay, as simple as that. Now what we are going to do, I'm going to select these keyframes, including this mask keyframe and the position keyframe of this L. I'll go to the graph editor, I'll select this graph, make sure to hold shift, and let's move this handle over here, and let's move this handle over here like that. Okay, over here we will get this and then this. Now at this point, I don't want mask like that. I want this E should move along with this L over here, but obviously it would take a lot of efforts to move this E along with this, at specifically at this point when our L is moving, and along with that it has that ease in ease out, as well as we have this graph as well, if you see over here. So it would be very messy to move along with this. Then what I can do, I can go over here somewhere at this point, and with the help of page down button and page up button, you can easily go forward and backward. So let's go somewhere around at this point, specifically at this point. I'm going to select this key over here and press Ctrl Shift D to split this layer at this point, and I'm simply going to make it apparent with this L, and then it will move along with this. So if you see this now, we will get something like this. Okay, and now if you see this all animation, we are gonna get this, and then we will get this. And at this point my animation is ending, so I'll hit N over here, and now if you see this animation, we will get something like this. Okay, and just to make this all stuff smooth, simply go inside this, press F4, select all of them and enable the motion blur. Okay, similarly press F4, select all of them and enable the motion blur, press Ctrl Y, and let's create one solid background and let's bring them downward. Okay, so as you guys can see, we can create this kind of simple Google logo reveal animation. Okay, basically it's not a logo reveal animation, it's kind of a, you can say, looping animation. Okay, like that. Okay, so this is our first animation, so let's save this. I'm going to press Ctrl K and I'm going to name it as main animation 01. Okay, also let me know in the comment sections whether you like this animation or not, so it would be easy for me to understand. Okay, now let's save this file and let's press Ctrl N to create another composition, and let's call it as main animation 02. Okay, guys, wait for a few seconds, I need to drink some water, so wait for. Okay guys, so we are back. Okay, so also don't forget to like this video guys, because it will help to boost this kind of live stream. And as I said, don't forget to check out my Motion Pro membership, which is just for 59 rupees, and it will be a lot of support for my channel. Okay, so it will motivate me to do this kind of live streams, because obviously why not. Okay, and now we are going to start with our second animation, which is also a Google logo animations, and we already have this logo, but before we try to do this animation, we need to create one separate animations that will trigger this animation. Okay, and we can use that again and again. Okay, so for that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to select my rounded rectangle, and let's delete this stroke, and not rounded rectangle but simply normal rectangle would be enough, and let's choose black color. The reason why I'm choosing black color, because then we can choose our logo layer colors to it. Okay, and it would be easy for us to color those things, so it would be better if you choose black color and it's easy to understand. Then by holding shift, I'm going to create this kind of rectangle, and then select this and press Ctrl Alt Home to align that anchor point to the center. Go to the Align tab, align it horizontally and then align it vertically. Then press P for position and let's bring this downwards like this. Okay, over here. Now after this we will select this, press Y and by holding control bring this anchor point at the bottom. So what will happen because of this, we can easily animate the squishiness. So for example, if I press S for scaling and if I unlink this, as you guys can see, I can easily adjust these properties. Okay, so let's select this and press P for position to create one keyframe. Zoom in a little bit. Let's go to around 1 second to create another keyframe. Go to the start and let's bring this portion somewhere around upward. Then select those keyframe and let's hit F9. Go to the graph editor, select this graph by holding shift, move this handle over here and move this handle over here. Okay, like this. Now let's try to animate this like that. And now as I said that I need to squeeze this, so press S for scaling option. Let's create one keyframe, go few frame forward and let's increase the size from here like this and also increase the size from here like that. Then select those keyframe and let's hit F9 like this. Then go to the graph editor, select this graph and by holding shift move this handle over here and move this handle over here. Select this, move this handle over here and move this handle over here like this. So if you see this now, we will get something like this, but this is very fast. So let's select this keyframe and let's move this up to 2 seconds like this. Okay, then after that go to somewhere around over here. Let's make this value 163 or somewhere around like this over here, and let's try to bring this over here like that. Then go to the graph editor, select this and let's hit F9. Also select this and let's try to bring this over here and let's try to bring this over here like this. Okay, like that. So if you see this now, we will get something like this and then something like this. Okay, now let's hit U. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to select those keyframe and let's try to bring this a little bit over here like that. Okay, so if you see this now, we will get something like this. Now after this, there should be some ripple effect out of it. So for that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to select my pen tool. Then from here to here, I'm going to create one stroke and let's create one black color layer and let's delete this fill and hit OK. Then select this and press Ctrl Alt Home to align that anchor point to the center. Go to the Align tab and we are going to choose Align horizontally. Then I'm going to press Y for pen behind tool and by holding Ctrl I'm going to bring this downwards. Okay, then select this, hit Ctrl D, press R for rotation and let's rotate it like this. Okay, let's make this 25 degree. Again select this, hit Ctrl D, press R, let's make this minus 25 degree. Actually like that. Again hit Ctrl D, press R and let's make this minus 50. Select this this one, hit Ctrl D, press R and let's make this 50 like that. Then select this portions and let's try to move this over here. Now let's select this, go to the add menu and choose trim path. Go to the trim path, let's make this end value 0. Create one keyframe at start and one keyframe at end. Go few frame forward, let's make this both values 100. Select this start and let's try to move this a little bit over here, or select this end and let's try to bring this a little bit over here. So we will get something like this. Then select those keyframe and let's hit F9. Go to the graph, select this graph, shift hold and move this handle over here like that. Okay, and now I'm going to select this trim path, hit Ctrl C, select all the other layers and hit Ctrl V like this. Okay, so if you see this now, we will get something like that. Now after this, what I'm going to do, I'll select all of this, hit U, select all of this and hold Alt, close square bracket to trim up to this. Okay, over here, except this last one, this one should be trim up to this. Okay, like this. At this point it should be gone. Okay, so this is our first animation. Now after that, hit U, and let's go to the logo, and I'm going to select this G and hit Ctrl C to copy, go over here and hit Ctrl V, then press Ctrl Alt to align that anchor point to the center. Go to the Align tab, align it horizontally and then align it vertically. Press S for scaling option and scale it somewhere around like this. Press V and let's try to move this over here like that. And let's move this over here. Let's press P for position to create one keyframe and S for scaling option to create another keyframe, and hit U. Then go somewhere around 4.15 frames, and let's create one keyframe at position and one keyframe at scale, and let's try to bring this G to somewhere around over here. Go to the Align tab and let's choose Align vertically, or let's try to bring this a little bit over here like that. Okay, over here. Then let's go somewhere in the middle, select this G and let's try to bring this over here. Okay, then select this position and let's hit F9. Go to the graph editor, select this graph, shift hold, move this handle over here, this handle over here, this handle over here, and let's move this handle over here. Okay, like that. Then somewhere over here, go few frame forward, create another keyframe in the middle. Let's try to move this a little bit upward. Then go to the graph editor, select this graph and don't forget to hit F9. Select this, try to adjust this graph over here. Select this graph should be over here, this one should be over here, and this one should be over here. Select this one should be over here. Okay, so okay, now we will get this kind of bounciness. Along with that, there should be the scaling animation at this point. So initially, obviously the scale should be very less, somewhere around like this, like that. Then somewhere around at this point, I'm going to select those scaling keyframes and I'm going to hit F9. Okay, like that. Then go to the start, press R for rotation to create one keyframe. Hit U, go over here and let's make this one complete rotation like this. Okay, so if you see this animation now, we will get this and then we will get this. Now select all of them and enable their motion blur, then we will get this transition very smoothly. Okay, but if you see over here, we are getting this quite of weird stuff. So to get rid of that, I'm going to select this G and I'm going to unlink the scale and I'm going to increase this G somewhere around at this point. Okay, like that. So we will get this kind of stuff. Okay, don't worry about the color, we will adjust that later. Currently we will focus on this one only, this portion. Okay, like that. Now there should be base over here, so for that I'm going to press Ctrl R and I'm going to bring the ruler. But before that, we will select all of this and press Ctrl Shift C to pre-compose, and we are going to call it as G01 and hit OK. Then hit Ctrl D to duplicate, right click, reveal layer in source project. Then double click to open this and press Ctrl R to bring one ruler, and let's try to bring one line. It should touch the bottom of this. Okay, like that. Then go to over here, select this G01 and hit Ctrl D to duplicate. By holding Alt, I am going to replace it. Double click to open this. Then go to the logo layer, select this O, right click, reveal reveal layer in source project, we have this O over here. We need to go to G02, select this G, and by holding Alt, I am simply going to replace it. Then hit U, go at the end over here, somewhere around at this. Let's try to bring this down. Zoom in. Let's try to bring this over here like this. Then I'm going to select this, hit Control C, go over here and hit Control V that value. Okay, so if you see this over here now, we are going to get something like this. Okay, like that. Now let me check out this portion a little bit. Wait for a second, guys. My tab battery is very less. Okay, now if you see this, we are getting this kind of animation of this O. Now same animation I need for all alphabets. Okay, but before that we need to rename this. So hit Control K, and instead of G02, I'm going to call it as O01. Okay, like that. Then go to main animation, we have that over here. Then hit Control D, and we are not going to create for this O, but we need for this G over here. Then go to the project window, select this O01, hit Control D from here, and by holding Alt, replace it. Okay, double click to open this, go inside this, and we will go over here. In logo layers, we have this G. We will select this O, and by holding Alt, I am going to replace it. Then hit U, go over here, and we will try to bring this G over here. Select this position property, hit Control C, go over here and hit Control V. Okay, like that. So we will get something like this. Okay, like that. Then hit Control K, and let's call it as G01 and hit OK. Okay, G01, like that. Okay, so if you see, we have this for G0. Also, we will select this O01 and we will hit Control D to duplicate. Now select this G01, hit Control D, right click, reveal layer in source project. Select this G01, hit Control D to duplicate, double click to open, and over here we need to replace this with L. So select this L, select this, hold Alt, replace it, and hit U, and try to move this over here. Copy this to over here and hit Control V. Go to the main animation and select this Control K. Let's type L01, hit OK, and in main animation select this L01 and by holding Alt replace it. Select this L01 and hit Control D, right click, reveal layer in source project. Select this, hit Control D, by holding Alt replace it, double click to open this. Instead of this L, we will select this E, and by holding Alt I will replace it. Just we need to adjust the position of that to somewhere around downwards, and we will copy that position property and hit Control V, like that. So we will get this kind of stuff. So almost all of these are ready, and by the way, we need to hit Control K and we need to type E01 and hit OK. Okay, let's call it as like that. Okay, so all of them are almost ready. Now we need to just adjust them one by one. So let's select this G and let's try to move this over here. So select this G, press P. Let's try to bring this over here. Then select this O, press P, and let's try to bring this over here. Let's hide this. Select this O, hit Control D, press P. Let's try to bring this over here like this. Select this, sorry, we'll delete this. Select this G, press P, and let's try to bring this over here. Select this L, select this, press P. Let's try to bring this over here. Select this E, press P, and let's try to bring this over here like this. Then select all of them by hitting Ctrl A, and let's try to move this over here. Now let's select this O, which is in yellow color, and let's try to bring this over here, just for our reference. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to select this G. I'll go to the effect and presets panel, and I'm going to apply this blue color on it. So simply apply this fill effect, double click to apply. With the help of this picker, pick up this color. Select this O, apply fill effect. With the help of this picker, I'm going to apply this color. Select this O, apply fill effect. With the help of this picker, I'm going to pick up this color. Select this G, apply fill effect. With the help of this picker, we are going to apply this color, and hit Ctrl 0 to open the project window. Now we don't need this. We need a reference for this L. So I'll bring this L over here. Select this L, apply fill effect. With the help of this picker, I'm going to pick up this color, and we will delete this L. Then select this E, double click to apply fill effect, and with the help of this, we will apply this color and hit U. So now if you see these animations, we are gonna get something like this. Okay, now obviously these animations are very slow, so we will take a gap of 5 frames like that, one by one, like this. So we will get something like this. Okay, and hit N over there. So as you guys can see, with this kind of technique, you can create this kind of Google logo reveal animation. Okay, just like that. Now our two animations are ready. Okay, first we have created this one, which is like that. Then our second one is like this. Now let's start with our third animation. Let's hit Ctrl N, and let's call it as main animation, and let's call it as 03, and hit Ctrl 0, and let's bring our logo, and double click, select all of them, hit Ctrl C, go to the main animation and hit Ctrl V. Then simply right click new and create one null object. Select all of them and make it a parent with this null. Select this null, press S, and let's scale this over here like that. Select this null object and delete it. Now hit Ctrl A, and let's try to move this portion over here like this. Okay, over here. Now what I'm gonna do, I want this E should go from here to here. So let's select this E, press P for position to create one keyframe. Zoom in a little bit. Let's go to around 1 second. I'm going to move this from here to here like that. Okay, then select this keyframe and let's hit F9. Go to the graph editor, select this graph by holding shift, move this handle over here like that. Similarly, press R for rotation to create one keyframe. Hit U, go over here, and let's make this -2. Then select those keyframe and hit F9. Go to the graph, select this graph, shift hold, and move this handle over here like this. Okay, over here. And now when this is happening, I want them should be gone one by one. So let's select all of this, press P for position to create one keyframe, then press R for rotation to create another keyframe, and hit U, go few frame forward like this, and I'm going to select this, move this from here like this, and hit W, and let's try to rotate it like this. Then select this and let's move this over here like this, hit W, and let's rotate it like this. Same procedure over here for them, we don't need to rotate, so let's keep it as it is like this. Select this, move this over here, and let's rotate it like that. Okay, so we'll get something like this. and now I want them to be one by one. But along that, select those keyframe and let's hit F9, go to the graph, zoom in, select this, shift hold and move this handle over here like this. Okay, like that. And obviously it should be one by one. So first thing should be this L, then this G, then somewhere around at this point this O, then at this point this O, then at this point this G, like that. Okay, then select all of them and by holding Alt, open square bracket, move this over here like this. Okay, so we'll get something like this. As you guys can see, let's go. Make sure to enable the motion blur is on. Okay, otherwise it will look fake like this. Okay, so it's like it's you know throwing them. Then after this, I want this E should move over here, then press P for position, then go somewhere around 2 seconds. Let's try to bring this over here like this. Okay, still go to the keyframes like that, select this and hit F9. Okay, zoom in, then select this by holding shift, move this handle over here and move this handle over here. So we'll get something like this. Okay, now press R for rotation, hit U, and we need to make it 0. Go to the graph, select this, hit F9 like this, and let's move this handle over here like that. Okay, so if you see, we'll get this, then we'll get this. And we need to select this position keyframe, right click, keyframe interpolation. Instead of auto bezier, make sure to choose linear. Okay, otherwise there will be a glitch. Then at this point, somewhere around over here, what I'm gonna do, I'll go to the start, I'll select all of these layers and I'll hit Ctrl D. I'll bring them at the top, hit U, and I'm going to delete all of those keyframes. Okay, like this. Then go over here somewhere around this point and move this portions over here like that. At this point, I'll move this over here. Then I'll go somewhere around 3 seconds. I'll copy Ctrl C, Ctrl V, first keyframe, and hit F9. Go to the graph editor, select this graph. By holding shift, I'll move this handle over here and I'll move this handle over here like this. Okay, over here. Then at this point, I'm going to make this -2. Okay, like this. Okay, so if you see, we will get this and we will get this. Then I'm going to select all of these layers. I'll press P for position, select those position keyframes just like our previous tutorial. I'll right click, choose separate dimension, create one keyframe at X and one keyframe at Y. I'll go to around 3.10 seconds to create one keyframe at X and one keyframe at Y. Take a gap of few seconds and create one keyframe at Y, and go to the start, go to the align tab, align it horizontally and align it vertically. Press V and let's try to bring this portions over here like this. Okay, and in middle of that, change the Y position to somewhere around like this, and in the middle over here, let's bring this upward. Okay, then go to the start, press S to create one keyframe, hit U, go over here to create another keyframe, and at the start the scale should be 10. Okay, like that. Then obviously there should be rotation, so press R to create one keyframe, hit U, go over here and let's make this -2 or -1 would be enough. Okay, so we'll get something like this. Now in search option, I'll type Y only, then select all the Y position keyframe on this one, hit F9, go to the graph editor, select this graph. By holding shift, move this handle over here, select this, move this handle over here, zoom in, select this, move this handle over here, select this and move this handle over here. Okay, along with that, select this, move this handle over here, select this and move this handle over here, select this and move this handle over here, and select this and move this handle over here. Okay, so if you see this now, we will get something like this. Okay, now hit U, and this animation is quite slow, so let's select all of those keyframes, and by holding Alt I am going to bring them up to 3 seconds only, like that. Okay, and I want this animation to be one by one, so I'll hit page down button 2 times and try to move them over here one by one. Okay, like that. So if you see, first I'll get this and then I'll get this. Now hit U, my animation is ending at this point, so I'll hit N over here. So, and you guys can see at this point I'm gonna get this animation continuously in the form of loop. Okay, like this. Okay, so if you see this now, we have created these 3 animations. First animation, we did this, which is also in the form of loop, in which this L is going to remove all of this. Then in second one, this is kind of a squash animation, if you see over here, like that. Then third animation is like this. Okay, now let's create one extra animation just with the help of this technique only. I'm going to select this main animation 03 and I'll hit Ctrl D to duplicate, and I'll double click to open this. Okay, we'll just tweak this animation a little bit. Let me drink some water, guys. Okay, by the way, if you're still watching this stream, thank you so much, and don't forget to check out my membership and subscribe this channel, share this with your friends, and don't forget to like and comment on this channel. Okay, so now just with the help of this, we will add a little bit extra stuff and we will end this live stream on this point. Okay, what I'm gonna do, let's delete all of this extra stuff. Hit U, I'm going to select this key over here at this point, and at this point in over here, let's delete this last keyframe. I'll select this and I'm going to move this somewhere around over here, like this, somewhere over here, like this. Let's increase the duration, like this. Okay, now what I want is that there should be some bounciness over here, so for that I'll go few frames forward. I'm going to move this over here like this, go few frames forward, select this, hit Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Okay, and I'm going to select this much portion. I'll hit Ctrl C and I'll hit Ctrl V. Similarly, go over here, hit Ctrl V again. Okay, so if you see this now, we'll get something like this, like this, like this, and like this. Then select those keyframes and let's hit F9. Okay, then go to the graph editor, select this and let's hit F9 like this. Okay, we will get something like this. Okay, then after that I'll press R over here, uh, like this. It should be gone over here, so let's make this -1. Then at this point it should be 0. Then select those keyframes, hit Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Over here as well, hit Ctrl V. Okay, then select those keyframes over here and let's go to the graph editor, select this graph and hit F9 to ease those, like that. Okay, at this point it should go a little bit faster, so let's select this graph. By holding shift, move this handle over here, zoom in, select this and move this handle over here, and select this much portion and move this handle over here, like this. Again select this, move this handle over here and move this handle over here, select this, move this handle over here, select this and move this handle over here. Then select this, move this graph over here, this graph over here. Let's move this, select this and move this portion over here, select this and move this portion over here. Okay, like this. So now if you see, we'll get this, then we are getting this. Okay, then at this point, what I want after this, it should go forward. I'll select this keyframe, I'll hit Control C, Control V, go few frame forward, select this initial frame, Control C, Control V, select those keyframe and let's hit F9. Then go to the graph editor like that. Select this by holding shift, move this handle over here. Select this by holding shift, move this handle over here like this. Okay, like that. Okay, so if you see, first we will get this. Okay, like that. Now what I want is that I'm going to select this Google logo, which is this one, and I'm going to bring this over here, and I'll press S and let's scale the size like this. Now let's hit Control X, create a new composition, and I'm going to call it as Google logo circular, and press Control V. Let's save this file like that, and let's try to move this over here like that. Press Y for rotation, not for rotation but anchor point tool, and let's try to bring this anchor point at the center. Then press R for rotation, Alt click on the stopwatch, hit open and close square bracket, inside that type rotation, open and close square bracket, and type 0, sorry, open and close square bracket, inside that type rotation, again open and close square bracket, type 0, after that type plus and let's type 10 star index. Okay, like that. And now if I hit Control D, I'm gonna get this kind of reveals over here. Okay, then let's go to the main animation 4 over here, hit U, select this Google circular and let's move this over here. Press S for scaling option and let's scale it like this, and let's try to move this over here like that. Hit U and let's try to bring this over here, this Google logo like that. Press R for rotation and let's rotate it like this. Okay, let's create one keyframe. Okay, like this. Okay, at this point it should be going like this. Then at this point it should rotate and it should move this over here like that. Then go few frame forward, create one keyframe, go over here and let's rotate it like this a little bit. Again go over here, create one keyframe, go at this point, again rotate like this, enable this icon, go few frame forward, create one keyframe, go over here, and at this point again I'm going to move this a little bit over here like this. Okay, so during each one we will get this rotation. Then select those keyframe, we will hit F9, go to the graph editor, select this graph, by holding shift move one handle over here and move one handle over here. Okay, so we will get something like this. Okay, just some extra stuff. Then somewhere around at this point over here, which is somewhere around this, press S, create one keyframe, go over here, create another keyframe, and at the start let's increase the scale. Okay, like this. Select those keyframe and let's hit F1 like this. Then go to the graph, select this by holding shift, move this handle over here like this. Okay, like that. Now what we need to do over here, we need to do a certain things. Now what I want is that whenever this E is going to touch this G should convert into the red color. Okay, so now we need to figure it out when this certain things are going to convert it into red color. Okay, so at this point over here, this Google logo should convert into red color. So let's go inside this circular, and if you see, we are talking about this G. If I hide this G over here, and if I see, I'm not seeing anything. Okay, so let's select this G over here, and we are talking about this G which is over here. For example, if you want, you can select that G over here, which is this one. We are starting from this G over here. If we hide this, as you guys can see, we are not seeing anything. So let's select this, right click, reveal layer in source project, select this over here, and obviously we cannot press Ctrl Shift D over here, so we will select this and hit Ctrl D, and by holding Alt I'm going to replace it over here like that. Okay, but before that, let's hit Ctrl Z. Let's go inside this logo, select all of them and press Ctrl Shift C, and let's call it as fill. Okay, like that. Okay, so inside each and every one we have this fill layer. Then we need to select this G logo because this E is touching this G Google logo. So let's select this Google logo, right click, reveal layer in source project, hit Ctrl D to duplicate, and by holding Alt I am going to replace it. Okay, then at proper 2 seconds over here, which is this one, I'll double click to open this properly inside this. I'm going to select this and I'll press Ctrl Shift D to split this layer. I'll go to the effect and presets panel and I'm going to apply this red color. Okay, so we'll get this converted. Okay, all you need to do is simply you can copy the color code of this red. For example, simply select this and pick up this color, and let's enable this layer again. Okay, copy this fill effect and hit Ctrl C over here. Okay, at this point, then at this point over here, I'll go and select this one, right click, reveal layer in source project, hit Ctrl D, by holding Alt, replace it, go inside this, select this, press Ctrl Shift D and hit Ctrl V. Okay, then we'll get this. Then at this point, again double click to open this, select this layer, right click, reveal layer in source project, hit Ctrl D, by holding Alt, replace it, double click to open this, select this fill, press Ctrl Shift D to split this layer and hit Ctrl V. Then at the last we will have this one, double click to open, select this, right click, reveal your layer in source project, hit Ctrl D, hold Alt, replace it, double click to open, select this, Ctrl Shift D and hit Ctrl V. Okay, like that. Okay, then as this animation ends somewhere around at this point, I'm going to select this scaling animation, hit Ctrl C, Ctrl V, right click, keyframe assistance, time reverse keyframe. Okay, like that. Okay, then select those keyframe and we will hit F9. Okay, then at this point we don't need this rotation, so I'll delete this rotation. Then select this, go to the graph editor, select this, by holding shift, move this handle over here like that. Okay, over here. So if you see, we will get this like that. Then go somewhere around over here, select those keyframe, hit Ctrl C, Ctrl V, right click, keyframe assistance, time reverse. We will again hit Ctrl C, right click, keyframe, time reverse, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, right click, keyframe, time reverse. like this. Okay, and at this point this animation is empty, and I'll get this kind of animation. Now at this point this animation is out of place over here, so hit U, right click new and create one null object, select all of them and make it a parent with this null. Then we can animate this null object. So select this null, press P. Then as this animation is starting at this point over here, let's select this circular, hit U, select this null object, create one keyframe at position, go over here, and let's try to move this a little bit over here. Select those keyframe, hit F9, go to the graph, select this graph, shift hold, move this handle over here and move this handle over here, like that. So we'll get something like this. Okay, if you see this keyframe, if they are not same, simply select this and let's hit F9, go to the graph, select this, move this handle over here, like this. Okay, then go over here, select this, hit Ctrl C, Ctrl V, right click, keyframe assistance, time reverse keyframe. Okay, and then we'll get this animation like this in the form of loop. Okay, so this is how we can create this kind of looping animation. We have created not one, not two, but we have created 4 looping animations inside of After Effects with the help of Photoshop. And you can use this kind of technique not just for this Google logo, but for any kind of logo you want. Okay, so that's it for today's live stream. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you have learned something new. If you find this live stream valuable, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel, and also hit the bell icon to you can get more updates. And don't forget to check out my Motion Pro membership as well, which is just for 59 rupees, and it would be a support for this channel. And you can join my Udemy courses as well. You will get the link in the description, and you can simply search for AG Motion Designs on Udemy. You will get my all courses. So yep guys, thank you for watching today's stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it.